Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about systems of linear equations, and real quick we're going to talk about if we had an equation that looks like this, what we could do, we could write it in parametric form, which we would say x1 is t, x2 is equal, x1 is equal to s, x2 is equal to t, and then if we plug those in, we would get s plus 2t minus 3x3 equals 8. And if we solve for x3, we're going to subtract s, subtract 2t, and then divide by -3, and x3 would be equal to 8 minus s minus 2t over -3. So this would be writing the original equation in parametric form. Okay, and each of these like x1, x2, and x3 are called parameters. Or sorry, where s and t are called parameters. Okay, so we're going to go on to the first example. We have x minus 3y equals 1. And we're just going to set y equal to t. And if we do that, we get x minus 3t equals 1. And when we solve for x is equal to 1 plus 3t. Now we have a y in terms of t and x in terms of t. And so we say that that's our solution set, and we just mentioned that t has to be a real number. So the things in the boxes are called our solution set. Okay, this will be similar to the first one we did. So we're going to say x1 is equal to s, x2 is equal to t, and then for x3 we need to solve. So what we're going to do is subtract 2x1 and add x2, subtract 2x1, add x2, so we get 4x3 equals 11 minus 2x1 plus x2, divide by 4, divide by 4, and then, whoops, I should have plugged in the values for x1 and x2. So it's 11 minus 2s plus t. And that's our solution set. So x1 is s, x2 is t, and x3 is this. Now your book did it slightly different, but it's just another way of looking at it. They set x1 to s, x3 to t, and then they solved for x2. I believe they did that because the algebra was a little bit easier and maybe came out to a little bit nicer answer, but this is just as valid. Okay. Now, the next part just says, write down the augmented matrix for the system of linear equations. Okay, so they give us 2x minus y plus z equals -1, x, -3z equals 4, and -x plus 2y minus z is equal to 0. So they give us this, and all we need to do is write the coefficients in a matrix. So we're going to go 2, -1, 1. And this is kind of like the equal sign. we write that. Then x would be 1. There's no y, so we put a 0. -3, and then our answer is 4. -1, 2, -1, 0. And that's all they want us to do so far. In the next videos, we'll talk about what to do with these matrices. But for now, if you need extra help, come to Math Lab. Until then, calculator.